Biofertilizers are substances that contain microorganisms, which when added to the soil increase its fertility and promotes plant growth. Biofertilizers are organisms that enrich the nutrient quality of soil. Biofertilizers comprises living organisms which include mycorrhizal fungi, blue-green algae, and bacteria. These organisms have symbiotic relationship with plants. Dear friends, you know that it is also called as mutualism, in which both the partners derive benefits from each other. Biofertilizers will help to solve problems like increased salinity of the soil and chemical runoffs from the agricultural fields. Biofertilizers are important if we want to ensure a healthy future for the generations to come. There are different types of biofertilizers such as free-living nitrogen-fixing bacteria, free-living nitrogen-fixing cyanobacteria, they are also known as blue-green algae, loose association of nitrogen-fixing bacteria, symbiotic nitrogen-fixing bacteria, symbiotic nitrogen-fixing cyanobacteria, micropose biofertilizers, and mycorrhiza. There are so many biofertilizers used in organic farming. Now we will study some of the important biofertilizers which can be used as a component of organic farming on different crops. In that, very first and important biofertilizer is rhizobium. Rhizobia are special bacteria that can live in the soil or in root nodules formed on leguminous plants. So as you can see here, these rhizobium bacteria, they are growing inside the root nodules of the leguminous plant. Rhizobium forms a symbiotic association with legume plant, obtaining nutrients from the plant and producing nitrogen in a process called biological nitrogen fixation. These rhizobia have nitrogen fixing capacity of 450 kg nitrogen per hectare. Then the second biofertilizer is azotobacter. These are nitrogen fixing free living bacteria which can fix atmospheric nitrogen in cereal crops. Besides fixing nitrogen, they also increase germination and vigor in young plants, leading to improved crop yield. They can fix 50 to 20 kg per hectare nitrogen per year. Azotobacter species also has ability to produce antifungal compounds against many plant pathogens. Azospirillum is a gram-negative motile bacteria associated with roots of monocots. It colonizes in a variety of annual as well as perennial plants. Studies indicate that Azospirillum can increase the growth of crop like sunflower, carrot, oak, sugar beet, tomato, pepper, cotton, wheat and rice. The crop yield can increase from 5% to 30%. It is also used for vegetative crops through seed treatment, passing of hybrids, etc. Then the next group of biofertilizer is plant growth promoting rhizobacteria. Various bacteria that promote plant growth are collectively called plant growth promoting rhizobacteria, in short PGPR. They improve plant growth by colonizing the root system. Large population of bacteria established in planting material and roots become a partial sink for nutrients in the rhizosphere, thus reducing the contents of carbon and nitrogen available to stimulate spores of fungal pathogen or for subsequent colonization of the root. PGPR belongs to several genera like Actinoplanes, Azotobacter, Bacillus, Pseudomonas, Rhizobium, Streptomyces, Xanthomonas, etc. Bacillus species act as biocontrol agent because their endospores are tolerant to heat as well as desiccation. Seed treatment with Bacillus subtilis is reported to increase yield of carrot by 48%, oats by 33% and groundnut up to 37%. These PGPR, they have two mechanisms. One, it is direct PGPR mechanism and second, it is indirect PGPR mechanism. But with both the mechanism, they are very helpful for the plant. Next group is phosphorus solubilizing bacteria, also known as PSB. Phosphorus is the vital nutrient next to nitrogen for plant and microorganisms. This element is necessary for the nodulation by rhizobium and even to nitrogen fixers, azolla as well as blue-green algae. The phosphomicroorganisms, mainly bacteria and fungi, are very beneficial to the plants, and the phosphorus is made available to the plants by this PSB. PSB is mostly widely used biofertilizer in India. Most predominant phosphorus solubilizing bacteria belongs to genera Bacillus and Pseudomonas. It can increase crop yield up to 200 to 500 kg per hectare, and thus 30 to 50 kg superphosphate can be saved. This chart shows various benefits of phosphorus solubilizing bacteria such as biocontrol of plant pathogen, production of plant growth hormones, antibiotic production, soil aggregation, support resistance to abiotic stress, and all other functions. Next group is mycorrhizal fungi. Mycorrhizae are a group of fungi which forms different structures inside or outside the root. They form symbiotic relationship with the plant root, as you can see here in this photograph. These fungi get shelter and food from the plant, and in return plant acquires many benefits such as better uptake of phosphorus, salinity and drought tolerance, maintenance of water balance, and overall increase in plant growth and development. In fact, seedlings that have mycorrhizal fungi growing on their roots have better survival after transplantation, and they also grow faster. This photograph shows the crop development with mycorrhizal fungi and without mycorrhizal fungi. Dear friends, while selecting fungi, the right fungi have to be matched with the plant. There are specific fungi for vegetables, fodder crops, flowers, trees, etc. Mycorrhizal fungi can increase the yield of plant by 30 to 40%. Next group is blue-green algae or cyanobacteria. Blue-green algae are microscopic, simplest living autotrophic organisms capable of building up food materials from inorganic matter. Certain blue-green algae live intimately with other organisms in a symbiotic relationship. Some are associated with the fungi in form of lichens. They have ability to photosynthesize food and fix atmospheric nitrogen, so very useful in paddy fields. Blue-green algae are of huge economic value as they add organic matter to the soil and increase soil fertility. Infertile alkaline lands in India have been reclaimed and made productive by inducing the proper growth of certain blue-green algae. Next is azolla. This is a floating water fern host nitrogen-fixing blue-green algae Anabaena azulei. Azolla contains 3.4% of nitrogen on dry wet basis and add organic matter in soil. This biofertilizer is used for rice cultivation. Azolla can be easily grown throughout the year in India if water is not a limiting factor and climatic conditions are favorable for its growth. This fern usually forms a green mat over water, as you can see here. Azolla is readily decomposed and nitrogen is made available to the rice plants. Rice yields can be increased by 0.5 to 2 ton per hectare due to azolla application. It increases 20% increase in rice field. Now we will see applications of biofertilizers. Biofertilizers can be applied by different ways. First is seed treatment. The seeds are dipped in the mixture of nitrogen and phosphorus fertilizers. These seeds are then dried and sown as soon as possible. Second is seedling root dip. This method is applicable to mainly rice crops. The seedlings are planted in the bed of water for 8 to 10 hours and then planted. Third is soil treatment. The biofertilizers along with the compost fertilizers are mixed and kept for one night. This mixture is then sprayed on the soil where the seeds have been sown. Now let us see benefits of biofertilizers.